Welcome to the frozen shithole of Hoth, folks. Right here in eastern Ontario. It's minus friggin' ridiculous outside. That's 14 Celsius or about 7 degrees Fahrenheit. You choose whichever unit you want. Doesn't matter. It's still frickin' cold. Anyways, it's so cold that in about 9 months, Canada is going to experience another baby boom. Isn't it just amazing how Mother Nature brings us all together at this time of year just to keep warm? Just to keep friggin' warm. I apologize for the noise. Diesel heater's going, the furnace is going in the house, little buddy heater's on. It's about 2 degrees Celsius in here right now. That's maybe 34 degrees Fahrenheit. And starting off this episode, I'm going to be redoing these handrails that I made earlier. These will still be used, but looking at a lot of pictures of old boats and stuff, they've all got great big long grab rails on their main cabin top. So I'm making two 8-footers. So you're going to want to stick around and see this. Grab a hot cocoa and stay warm. Let's get to it. Welcome back, folks. We're glad you made it. We're back at it here. It's 6th of February, and it's cold as hell. This footage was taken the day before the windstorm blew the shit out of my little workshop here, and I had to rebuild it in a hurry. But we're going to make two 8-foot handrails, and I'm following the same pattern as the other handrails, laying it all out exactly the same as I did the first time. And I'm going to use my little popsicle stick method to do the cutouts. This is a piece of white oak from my latest purchase, and it's better than the original white oak I had, but I still have to work around some knots and things, but it's just one more challenge. So now that I've got the piece laid out, I'm going to saw it into actually 3 parts, and that will give me the 2 blanks I need to make the grab rails. Each piece here is 2.5 inches wide. It's a little more than an inch thick, and they're 8 foot 6 inches long. And I'll have to cut 6 inches off later, but it's pretty tough stuff. I like working with white oak. You've probably seen me do this in a previous video where I made the handrails, so I'm not going to beleaguer you watching this all again. I'm going to speed it up really fast, and I'll put chapters in this video so you can skip over it if you like. The only really difference here is that each one of these handrails is 8 feet long as opposed to 4 feet, or like 4 feet 8 inches that the originals were. So we'll just speed it up, and you can cruise right through it if you like. This is a brand new hole saw. It's 1 3/8 of an inch, and you can see sometimes it buzzes right through the white oak, and sometimes it just struggles, and you can tell by the amount of smoke that's coming off the hole cutter. In total, I had to drill 32 holes like this, 16 for each handrail. I think it took me probably about half an hour for each handrail. This should illustrate how long these handrails are. They're 8.5 feet, and it's just if they were any longer, I wouldn't be able. I'd have to open the door and turn around just to get them flipped end for end. So it's time to start cutting out the openings for the handrails, and the only tool that I have that kind of makes sense is the jigsaw. Sometimes when the blade gets a little warm, it starts to wobble and causes issues. But anyways, I fix those up later on the sander, and you'll see that near the end of this video. These grab rails are going to be a little bit beefier than the ones I made before, and that should make them a lot stronger. And having them a continuous 8 feet long, they'll be more securely attached to the cabin top, which I think is a good thing. And I think they're going to turn out all right. That's the diesel heater going in the background. It really is a great little unit, and certainly makes it at least comfortable to be able to work in the tent in these kind of conditions. So I'll put a link to it. It's on Amazon. The link will be down in the description. So when I get out to the boat shop this morning, it was about minus 18 degrees outside. That's friggin' cold, and it was windy. So I know even with the little buddy heater and the diesel heater going full blast, it wasn't going to get overly warm, and it actually only got up to about 2 degrees Celsius. And but I wanted to try my hand at seeing what it would be like to try and use my sander and eventually my router table on a piece like this that's 8 feet long, and if I would be able to handle it myself, and I think I'm going to be able to. Sanding these two grab rails are going to be hard on my hands. I've got a real firm grip on this thing. I mean, there's almost 6 feet of it hanging off the edge of the sander, but the white oak is tough enough that it's not even bending. So I think I'll be able to do it, but I'll be feeling it for a few days afterwards. This is grab rail number two, and you can tell I haven't rounded over the ends of it yet, but it's It's a bit of a struggle. There's some weight here behind these grab rails. So I think I'm going to cut this vlog off right a bit here. It's cold. I want to go in and get warmed up, have a coffee, and I'll most certainly be back at it tomorrow. The weather's hopefully warming up a little bit. We're going to get some snow, so I have to constantly keep the snow off the boat shop roof. But anyways, from Lori and I and all of the cats that lord over us here in their house, we hope you all stay well and happy. Cheers, everybody.